Alright, so what is up, everybody? So the other day we created a sign up page, and I said I was going to start creating the civilian in the next video here, but I'm actually I forgot I didn't create a sign in page. So users can sign up, but each time they get on they'll have to sign up, which is a problem. So we're going to really quickly I'm going to show you how to copy and paste and create a sign up page. That way we can get our users to be able to sign in after they sign up, just in case they accidentally log out or whatever. So with that being said, we're just gonna duplicate the sign in page and then edit it to sign up page and edit it to sign in. So it's gonna be a pretty short video. But with that being said, we will go ahead and get started. Back to our Bubble app. Here is our sign up page. Make sure set up correct. I remember I did not uncheck that after I checked it. But with that being said, we're going to come over here to the left side of our screen in our element tree and right click on our group sign up, and we will go down to copy special. We want to copy this with workflows, that way our buttons have all of the correct actions. Once we do that, we can go ahead and come over here, click on our page index, and we will paste special, paste with workflows. Now we have a sign up group called copy. We're just going to edit that to sign in. We will edit this to say sign in. We no longer need a username. I mean, I guess we can go ahead and leave the username. We will check this input is disabled so people cannot use it, and we will enter here in initial content current users we do not have a username data. So what we'll do is go over to our data. We will click on our users and we will create a new field called username, and it will be type text. So now our users can enter a username. So what we're going to do is come back to our username box. Our initial content will be current users username. So after your users sign up, since they create a username on their sign up page, when they sign in, the system should recognize that this user is actually in the system, and it should list their username here. We need an email, we need a password. We no longer need to confirm the password, so we can delete that. And since we created our group as a column, it automatically shifts our stuff upwards. So we're going to turn on our buttons just to make sure they stayed lined up. But with that being said, all we need to do is edit our buttons. So this is sign in, remember me. Remember me is checked. Remember me is checked. And just to make sure that is the correct one, we will change this to sign in. Remember me. It automatically fixes it here because it is using that button. Icon sign in, remember me isn't checked, blah, blah, blah. So now we will edit the button. We want it to play the sound based on our current user's button sound is yes. We can delete this because we're no longer signing the user up. But we do want the user to log in. So log the user in. Stay logged in. Remember me is no. This is the button sign up. Don't remember me. But what we are going to do, I did not do this in the last video. We are going to hide group sign in. Set our animation. You could choose whatever you want on the animations. And this will just basically close the group after the user signs in, just so it's not open in the background. And I will also be going over to the sign up page and doing the same. Sign the user up can be deleted, log the user in. It's correct. Then we will hide group sign in. Flip down. And you might have seen that in the elements, the animate. That is the same thing as what we're doing here. It's just as a native app, it already comes with animated closing of groups, to where on a web page it just closes it. So if you are building a web app, you can animate how the pages change. Group sign in, like all these transitions fade out. Like some of them don't make it disappear. So like in and out, those make it disappear to where I think this one right, these first couple that don't say in and out, I don't think they make it disappear, so you would need to set it up like that. And then you would also need to set up another action of hiding it afterwards without an animation. I don't think this is there. As you can see, it says native app. If you're not building a native app, I do not think this is a choice in hiding. But we're going to go ahead and delete those. I just wanted to show you that little bit, just in case you're building a website instead of a app. But with that being said and done, we'll check to make sure our back button works. I know it does, but just to show you, group sign in, flip, fade out. So just like that, we have a whole entire sign up page. It took us an hour to create this group sign up, which if you watch that tutorial, you might want to go back through and make these changes I'm changing right now. Just click on your button, and I'm going to hide the sign up page, just like I just hid the sign in page, just so it's not open in the background. It won't really affect you at all. It'll just be there running. As long as you set your program up correctly, users won't be able to see it or anything. It won't be able to mess with buttons on it. But it's pretty good practice just to make sure you only have the correct page open. As I'm sure your app will run a lot better as long as you don't have a ton of things open. Now we are going to create a home page. So we will go scroll down, we'll find a group. This will just be based on the page index, so home. We're just going to call this website. Just in case later down the road we decide to create a opening website for our app. We're going to go ahead and add a text. We're going to call it Los Santos Productions CAD Systems. Now we will switch this to a heading. That is way too big, so we're going to switch to a smaller one. Edit this style just because I want it to be centered. Ooh, I also need to go back and edit that so it's an Acme font, which there is a way to change this. I think it's in the settings. Yes, right here. So you can preset like colors. I think somewhere in here you are able to select like a permanent font. I'm not seeing it. You can add your app's logo. Now a lot of these are paid features, like your app logo. When you share your link, it will show their Bubbles icon and information. But once you get on a paid plan, then all of this stuff switches over to your stuff and it no longer advertises for Bubble. Kind of a little messed up, but at least you can build for free, I suppose. It could very easily make it cost money. I want to change this to column. Centered. Fit width to content. And if you're building a mobile app, you might want to always check this box. I know on a few of my other apps I use Android and all of my apps work great on my phone, but if an iPhone user uses your apps, I've noticed a lot of times some of the text gets cut off if you set it up to be a fixed width. So it definitely pays to just make it a min width and fixed width to content. I also do the same for height. So, just a little something to keep an eye on. I'm going to add another shape just because I like the effect of it. Center it. We're going to, this will actually be 100%. I also like to do this 100% on a lot of my groups. I've not been doing that so far. I apologize for that. But with doing that, it just automatically scales your groups to the full page width. Now that we have our group website created and set up, we are going to get rid of this roundness. I just want that to look like a bar. But now that we have that, we are going to create a couple buttons in here. This one will be sign up. Center it. And I'm going to bring it down. Now I will create another button in here. And this will be sign in. Layout centered. I want to change my group. Collapse when hidden. Gap spacing of 10. Now this is our website, so this page needs to be visible on load. We do want it to collapse when hidden, and we want it to fade out. You can choose whatever choice on the animation style you prefer. I like to keep it simple, just a nice fade out. I did have some issues with flipping out and sliding out on a previous app I built. Probably because I set it up wrong. I don't know for sure, but I did notice when I changed stuff to fade out, it worked perfectly fine, so I don't know. That and a lot of users, if your apps are just doing too much, they just think it's too much. So you kind of want to keep these things pretty simple. But now that we have that, we are going to drag our sign up group in, and we are going to drag our sign in group in. I'm going to place those at the bottom underneath all of this. And now we can set up the workflows for our buttons. So sign up will make a button sound, play howler, button sound, only when current user's button sound is yes. And then we are going to show, actually this is where I do like to animate. We're going to animate group sign up to fade in. And when you do select one that shows the group after the animation's played, it does tell you this animation will show the element at the end. You can define custom times so it's slower, faster. But that works for that button. Now we will do the sign in button. Same thing, element actions, play howler sound. Current user's button sound is yes. And then animate group sign in to fade in. Alright, with that being done, now our users can sign up and sign in. We'll go ahead and show you a quick preview that the buttons work. So we have sign up. Pops up the sign up page. Sign in pops up the sign in page. Now I did mess up a little bit as my pages are in the column. So what I will do is click on my sign up group, make sure it's all correct, horizontal alignment. Not sure what that is, but I want my stuff centered, so I'm just going to click centered. And we are going to bring it up to the top. We got -358. We'll do the same thing for the sign in. -358. Probably won't get us all the way up there, but it did. All right. So now with that being done, I will re-show you the preview to show you that everything's working correctly now. So when you sign up shows, but our buttons, we're going to right click on these and we're going to bring to the front. Right click on this one, bring to the front. Now that should have these in front of all those buttons. Now they update Bubble quite often, so sometimes it's a little tricky. They change a bunch of things. Like when I first started using Bubble, you didn't have to use all this. You just select the button and move it to where you wanted it. It was actually pretty awesome. Now you have to use the top margin and all that, and it's kind of a pain, but it makes you concentrate more on making sure all of your stuff is correctly lined up. But now that we have this finished, we will create our we'll create another group, and this group will be our actual app's homepage. So we will select page index. We're going to center it. Turn it into a column. Collapse when hidden. It's not visible. You want it to fade out. We want our group to be 100%. And I'm also going to go back through real quickly and edit all of our heights to 100%. I don't know if you've seen that when I was showing the preview a second ago, but our groups were short and you could still see some of our background in the background. So we'll make this 100%, and this will always resize our groups to fill the whole screen. You clearly won't want to do this on every group, but it definitely does make it look better on like main groups. Like if I have groups inside of these groups, I could have left my sign up and sign in smaller, but since we're just starting, the main screen is extremely empty. We will, in one of our tutorials, we'll go ahead and add more to our home screen just because people aren't going to sign up to that. It's empty. There's nothing there. But we will continue to our home page. So we're just going to call this group home page. Alright, we're top aligned. We do want to go back through again. Missed a few more things. Allow vertical scrolling when content overflows in all of our groups. That's a pretty big thing. You get to writing some stuff and ends up being pretty long, and spent all that time doing it, and then 6 months later you find out that people can't even read it because it doesn't fit on the page. But now we have our home page. We'll go ahead and write a text on the top. LSPCS, Los Santos Production CAD System. Home. Just write it. Try to find a small heading. That'll work. I need to edit the text style to Acme. I like the Acme style. It gives it more of a game-ish type look to it, so I feel. You can choose whatever you want, obviously. Fit the content. Drop that down 5. We will create our shape. Make it 100%. Center it. Appearance. I want to get rid of the roundness again. I should have just added the style. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal. Now we will create a few buttons. civilian. I'm going to change this button. I'm going to write civ in there. We are going to change it to a custom style because we actually just want to put a image. As I've already created this app, I already have a ton of images for Bubble CAD system. I just need to find my image. That could possibly, it doesn't look like it's civilian at all. It says civilian, but I can't really tell what the hell it is. Some drugs for the CAD. Everybody likes some good drugs. There we go, that's my civilian image. I am going to, I'm going to actually, no I'm not. I'm going to give it a border. Solid border, roundness 20, width 2, color, and keep our purple color, I guess. What's our layout? 40 by 40. We'll do 45. 45 by 45. Now I want to go drop our text. Possibly need to change my margins. Top margin 10. Okay, that's my spacing. I wanted to change something different. Maybe word spacing. I'm just trying to get my text to drop down into the stomach so it's perfectly visible, if that makes sense. Well, I guess it is what it is. Maybe I will one day go back through and create an actual picture that says Civ on it, but this will work for now. Now on my old app, I created a section to choose between users or between departments. I had a civilian, Sandy Shores, Los Santos, Paleto Bay, Grapeseed department. I had a military set up, fire department, EMS. I thought it was extremely easy, but a lot of users did not think so. they were confused when it came to choosing whether they wanted to be a civilian or some sort of department. I don't know. So, anyway, that's why I'm going to try to set it up like this. I'm going to set the choices across the top of the app, more like an app. And we will see if that makes it a little easier for people to understand. So we got a civilian button. I'm just going to copy and paste it. I will move it over. I'm going to use this one to bring it up. I think that is the same height. Now I will use this one to drop them down. Now we will change our button. This button will be police. I should have another button for that. I mean, I have multiple police buttons, but we'll use those inside of the category. Somewhere in here I have an actual little police hat, I think right there. Might work good. I might do a fire, EMS, military, and settings. And maybe we will only allow people to see these other buttons besides the settings if they are part of that department. Or no, police will probably allow them all, just because we'll be able to, in police, add a fine payment or something. You know, we'll be able to allow civilians to use certain features in there and not have to overload the whole entire civilian page. So, but with that being said, we will go ahead and stop this video just to kind of try to keep something a little bit shorter. And now you can actually see what's going on, and next video we will create a civilian and also start working on the police department. As always, if you are not subscribed yet and have not liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're really trying to build this thing, make sure you hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching.